Alright guys, hello and welcome to another Classic Reacts to something that's I've just noticed um, in the last sort of minute or so that's come up on my phone. I get notifications on my phone, and Sony have announced a new state of play for next week, 2 days before the Tokyo Game Awards, following the recent Resident Evil 3 remake leak and the Ghost of Tashimina rumors. Obviously, I'm not really interested in this. It's this that piques my interest. And to everyone who has subscribed following my reaction video to the news a couple of days ago, thank you very much. And thank you to those who have watched and those who have subscribed once again. Thank you to everyone who watched and subscribed. Well, in about I think it was in a couple of hours, it had got like 30 views, something like that, and then like in a couple of days, it's had over 200 views. For me, on a small channel, that's decent. So I haven't really looked at this properly. This is really the first time I've looked at it. So I have now established that in my mind, this pretty much confirms that they're going to announce something at State of Play. Um, Capcom need to address this rumor, these leaks, these things that have come out to really sort of like answer questions that the community has. And I personally believe that this remake is very much real. Whether it comes out whether it comes out next year or not next week. Of course, it won't come out next week. Well, I wish. Um, well, yeah, I do wish, but I don't wish at the same time because I can't afford to buy it. Uh, and if it is going to come out next year, this pretty much I think sums up some very strong um, rumors that it's very much real and is on its way being announced very soon. And personally, I think that Capcom need to address these rumors and this leaks. So yeah, that's really all I've got to say about on that. So I will be looking at that and I will be updating you guys as news announces. Um, if it announces during the day, if I'm out or whatever, then I will address it as soon as I can. I actually addressed the fact that of the leak quite late actually. And it was only after I saw Black Shadow really address it where I thought, actually, you know what, I need to address this as well for my channel. And it got a very good response. So we'll just scroll down. So it's actually it's a very small article. Um, so obviously people are going to jump on the hype train. People are going to be looking at this and thinking, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be announced. Nothing is concrete or not. There are people on YouTube who think that the remake is not real, which brings me on to my next point of this video. And it addresses this man. Micheal does life. Now I've watched this guy in the past, and I found him to be quite comical and quite, a bit silly and a bit sort of like ridiculous things, and but some of these things I actually thought were actually genuine until he starts uploading clickbaity bullshit like this. Resident Evil 3 remake is destroying greatness. Now, in this video, he says that it's not going to come out next year. The guy who announced it doesn't know what he's talking about or whatever. But on another video, I was actually confronted by someone who said that I didn't know what I was talking about, and I was a low life with nothing going for me, and all this kind of thing. You can say what you want, my friend. It doesn't really bother me. You're just some person over the internet, a keyboard warrior more likely. I responded with, that, Death Stranding is a prime example about the fact that, he was saying that it's a mistake. Now, people have said that Death Stranding is not the game that people expected. And for me, I started playing it, and I will say that as much as I loved it when it came out, the idea of it was enthralling me. When I actually got to play it, I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not against the game by any stretch of the imagination. I've seen one of my friends play it, and I was in hysterics when he was struggling to get up mountains and haul big deliveries over mountains. It was the most humorous thing I've ever seen in my life for a long time. But it's this video that really does my nut in. And the last video was clickbaity bullshit. It was clickbaity and ridiculous. It was to draw in the people who basically think, yeah, well, and this guy said to me, well, this guy's it's a parody channel, it's meant to take the piss. No, no, taking a piss out of something is one thing. When you make clickbaity videos and say Resident Evil 3 is then we'll have a look at his videos, all right? So we'll have a look. So in the space of 3 days, he has released, this is the first one, remake is a middle finger to Resident Evil. Well, no, I've got my middle finger now pointing at your channel on my screen. You absolute clueless individual. Resident Evil 3 is destroying greatness. How is it exactly destroying greatness? Resident Evil 3 does not exist, and he thinks that because he made a point in one of his videos that on the artwork for the thing it says trademark or TM, and it doesn't say R, which a lot of the look like Resident Evil 2 has trademark. Now, all because it has TM does not mean, it was outsourced. This is what people were saying. It was outsourced to someone else, and like this kind of thing. Resident Evil 3 is cancelled, breaking. Resident Evil 3 remake is not coming in 2020. Resident Evil 3 rumors shut down. Resident Evil 3 huge news. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Huge news. PS5 Scarlet exclusive, RE Engine 2.0, and more. And then Resident Evil 3 huge info. And this was just clickbait BS that just basically makes you look like a complete idiot who does not know anything. And then in this video, I think it was, he addressed people who want to accuse him of clickbait. Micheal, yes, I accuse you of clickbait. Me, Classic Gamer, I accused you of clickbait. And the reason why I accused you of clickbait is because this is clickbait. This, and this is all fucking clickbait. You stupid fool. You are an idiot. You say that we are fake Resident Evil fans. Well, let me hit you let me read you guys a comment that I left on his channel myself. This is my comment in my words. And this is when I say, someone on this thing said that he searched in Google about Resident Evil 3 remake, and nowhere on the search does this guy, Micheal Does Life, go on. And he says he's a well-reclaimed game critic, Micheal Does Life, and people want to shit on him and all this kind of thing. Yes, people are shitting on you. Look at these comments. Look at some of these comments. You have no say in where the franchise goes. You failure. Who didn't see this coming? Damn, this guy sucks. You see, I mean, all these people who are basically putting him down and calling him an idiot. And then you get other people on other sites like, where is it? I think it was this one. And yes, here we go. You talk about him being full of rubbish, but you're always doing clickbait videos. Your Death Stranding videos are a big example. Why can't you do videos where you don't have clickbait videos? And then this guy, Wet Noodle, was basically telling me that I'm a nobody, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm an idiot, basically. You can say what you want. I really, 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 really don't care. I really, really do not care what you say. I'm not slandering Micheal. I can handle the facts. And he isn't somebody, he's a nobody. He is someone who has gotten this far. He's got 18.7 thousand subscribers. Okay, 18.7 thousand. You don't get that because a lot of people, a lot of genuine people on the internet, like me, or some YouTubers have struggled over 7 years to even get to 3,000. And the reason why some of these other YouTube channels, not all of them, but some of them, some YouTube channels put clickbait videos on. They just are created for clickbait. So they often are just, jokes, which I can take that. I can understand that. I can go with that. But what I can't go is when someone does this kind of title. Or then, I then say this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't exist because of you. It's in spite of you. Excuse the handwriting. Excuse the spelling. I follow because he mentioned Resident Evil, saying that like had them up on the screen, quoting them as saying, "Oh, it's coming," and him going, "No, it's not coming." They haven't said that it is coming in 2020. They haven't said on their channel, basically, like if we go back once again, let's go back, like you know, all this, where is it? Huge news. What does that exactly mean? What does that exactly mean when you say huge news, new Jill PS5 Scarlet exclusive? He doesn't say it's coming next year, no. But what does that exactly entitle? What does that mean? If you look behind that title, that's him basically saying there's huge news, and most people think because of earlier rumors that he's going to say, oh yes, there's now been rumors that it's coming out in 2020. Residents of Evil, from what I know, in fact, we can go. Let's have a check, shall we? Let's have a check. No, that's resident. That's resident. Residents of Evil. Let's go onto their website and let's just have a look. Let's just have a look at the latest videos. The latest video he done. Okay, so this is what they said. Okay, Resident Evil 3 remake confirmed. First look at Nemesis. Okay, this you could say, yes, they are saying that it's coming in 2020, but it doesn't say confirmed. It says coming 2020. That can easily change. It can easily change. Revealed at the Game Awards 2019. They're saying revealed. They're talking in future context. Oh, it's revealed at Game Awards. The Game Awards haven't come yet. So that is not, I wouldn't call that clickbait. Some people might, but I wouldn't. It's not basically what this is. Resident Evil 3 is destroying greatness. Resident Evil, and then they're saying Resident Evil 3 is fake. Resident Evil 3 is this. If we go back to his video, let's go back to his videos. If you want to pause it at that comment, I will leave. You can pause it at that comment, or I'll go back to it in a second. So, Resident Evil 3 remake is not real. That is more clickbaity than this one here on Residents of Evil. And then not only that, he mentions about the first guy who initially broke this news. He was talking rubbish. No, you're talking rubbish, my friend. You're talking utter bollocks. And the reason why you do this is you put titles on that pull people in and say, right, Resident Evil 3 is not real. People are going to click on that to see what you say. And then you've got you in the video with these bloody glasses on. What is he doing? Why have you got these stupid glasses on? I haven't even watched this. It enrages me. All right, let's go back to that other video where see there again. Look, he's a guy who's in his house. It's not really. It's shot from a camera looking up at him, and yeah, a lot of this is jokey. You're meant to laugh at it. It's comical, but it goes beyond comical when he puts clickbaity, bloody titles like Resident Evil 3 is destroying greatness. It's not destroying greatness. Like what I said here, and I'll let you guys. I'll read it out. Right. I follow Residents of Evil. I think they are fantastic. The reason why I say they are fantastic is their game visual. They are making a game for us to have, and from memory, they are releasing that game for free. A free game that is being properly made with a proper engine, decent graphics. Okay, you could argue some of the sounds sound like they have been taken from Resident Evil. I don't know that for sure. I have said that. I did say that myself. I think that some of them sound a bit like Resident Evil game sounds. Now, we don't know whether or not Capcom maybe took a sound of walking on something and then recite or remixed it or something. We don't know that. I can't determine that. I'm not going to say that it's definite. I'm not going to say that when I don't know. I don't have facts. I can't say that for sure. Okay, let's continue. as you don't even appear in the search, how can you say this shit? Meaning what he says in this video. Yes, I accused you of clickbait because your videos are clickbait. Now, some people will disagree with me, wet noodle being one, but others would agree with me, will also agree. Because who else has told you some home truths? Okay, this is how I see this. Home truths at the moment, I don't know. Are you saying that Capcom can't get a game out in a year? Just look at the history of Capcom. I'm thinking about Siege now, Capcom and Resident Evil. Just think about that particular the history of the franchise. In '96, it's '96, wasn't it? Was it '96? It was '96. In 1996, the right, hang on. Um, Yes, 22nd of March 1996. Okay, so on the 22nd of March 1996, they had demo versions of the game before this. Okay, so trial versions, stuff like that, betas, you could say. For people to try at E3 in '95. Okay, so uh, are you saying that Capcom can't get a game out in a year? Look at RE1 in the 90s. They started when they finished that game, they released it. They immediately started work on Resident Evil 2, now dubbed Resident Evil 1.5. Okay? And those of you who don't know what I mean by Resident Evil 1.5, this is Resident Evil 1.5. All right? This is Resident Evil 1.5. This is Resident Evil 1.5. This picture here. Okay, so this picture is Resident Evil 1.5. This is obviously a Resident Evil picture, and this is Resident Evil 1.5 with Eliza, Elka, and Leon. Okay, so this is a picture. Look, this picture here. All right, this is the original Resident Evil 2. When they made this game, they got to 80% complete. 80% complete. The game was completed at 80%. They scrapped it some point after they made Resident Evil 1. So they started it while Resident Evil 1 was being finished. They had most likely already started it. Okay. It was at 80%. So some point in 97 or whenever, maybe at the end of 96, or in the middle of 96, because it was March when it came out. And obviously when they scrapped it to make Resident Evil 2, the one we all know and love from 98, they brought out Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut. It was the one with the color, the meant to be colored intro, the one where you see Kenneth's head fall off his body, the one where it's got different camera angles, faster zombies called super zombies, all these type of things. They pulled it out as a game to tie fans over until the next big game was released, being Resident Evil 2 in 1998. I've just completely blown whatever this guy says, Future. I've blown his words completely out of the water with facts and knowledge of this. Everyone knows this, and people who argue with this week, I don't believe you have an argument here. Okay. And then and then after that, they brought out Resident Evil 2. All right. In the space of 1 year, right? 1999, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. September 1999, the 22nd of September 1999. So in the space of a year, they had brought out another Resident Evil. Now, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, wasn't meant to be number 3. Number 3 was Code Veronica X, or Code Veronica, that came out on the Dreamcast, PS2, Dreamcast and PS2, and it was dubbed the new Code Veronica X with new cutscenes, etc. And I think that came out in 2001. No, 2000. 2000 it came out. Okay, so Code Veronica, just normal Code Veronica. All right, it doesn't say it. So in the year 2000, so 1 year after Resident Evil 3 had come out, they brought out another game on the new or on the Dreamcast, and then later the new PS2 hardware that came out after that. That is literally in the space of a year. In the space of 4 years, we got four games. Four games we got. No, we got more than that. We got Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Now, you could argue that Resident Evil Director's Cut, you can argue, Director's Cut and 1 are the same game. Granted, yes, but the Director's Cut had more content, recycled music, and then even then, they then, after now, have brought out the DualShock version with the remixed music that sounds really, really bad. We've got all the horror music being replaced by these bullshit sounds that just don't sound scary. Like that iconic theme in the guardhouse. That is one of my favourite themes in Resident Evil 1. My favourite theme, in fact. That I love that theme. It's so set of loneliness and a place of like you. There's no one around to back you up. You've got nothing. No backup, no support, no help, nothing. You're on your own. You're lonely. You're in the middle of nowhere. You got no decent weapons, hardly any ammo. You're on the breadline. Your friends have disappeared. Barry's acting really suspicious at this point. You know what I mean? It's all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And then I believe in 2002, they brought out Resident Evil 1 remake on the GameCube. So in the space of about 5 years, 5 or 6 years, they had brought out about 6 games. Are you honestly telling me, Micheal, that they can't bring out a game of Resident Evil 3 Remake the following year after Resident Evil 2? Yes, they took 5 years to make Resident Evil 2. We all know that. We all know they spent 5 years making 2. They shut down Invader Games of their game Resident Evil 2 Reborn because Capcom took so long to say yes, we will do it. And the reason why they shut down Invader Games was so they could then announce their remake. And they took 5 years, 2015 to 3 years, 4 years. No, three. No, yeah, they announced it in 2018. Now there were leaks before that. There were, sadly they were fake, but they announced it last year at E3, and it came out this year in January. Now, are you honestly telling me that after they've now got the foundation of Resident Evil 2, the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, and they've already got the groundwork, and they've got the character models, they've got new actors, and voice actors and stuff like that, and they've got for this all new edition of Resident Evil 2, they completely changed, not all of it, but they changed the dynamics of the game and the layout of the police station. They overhauled it. Even Raccoon City was overhauled as a big thing. Essentially, it was the same, but you started off at the gas station. You know what I mean? But my point being, okay, is that they already have the groundwork for this game. They have the foundations. They have those wooden... Think about how they build houses back in the 50s. They would build all these houses cheaply and quickly. If you played LA Noire, you see the massive estate full of these houses that are built on basically on not on stilts, but of the framework or the skeleton of the house is put up really quickly, and then all the stuff is put on afterwards. They're cheap, easy, and can be done in literally no time at all. Literally no time. Weeks. I'm talking weeks. But this was back in the 50s, but this is very different. They've got the foundations of this game, like the skeleton of a house. the framework of a house. They've got the framework already built. And in the remake of 2, you see giant fucking holes in the wall, in the bathroom, upstairs towards the star's office that show that something big went through those walls at some point before that Resident Evil 2 story began. We all know that Resident Evil 3 takes place before Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 3 is before. Jill has already gone. Oh no, Jill hasn't gone. She's at the clock tower by that point. She is already at the clock tower. She's left the city and gone to the clock tower with Carlos. They've already gone. They've gone. They're not in the city anymore. Okay? So for someone like this guy to turn around and say they can't do it in a year, you're talking bullshit. We are in 2019, almost in 2020. It is a new era of games. They can get games out a lot quicker than they could back in the 90s. They proved it in the 90s. They made a game in the space of a year. Resident Evil 3 was made in the space of a year, probably even started before that. And if they outsourced it on the Resident Evil, on the images that he was talking about, on the images, if I can actually get this up. Um, can I zoom in? I think I can. Damn it. Right, hold on. Oh, come on. Right, if you can see there, you may not be able to see it. All right, you may not be able to see it. But there is TM. Trademark, Michael says that stands for. And all the games back before now, you see that same thing. But in the 90s, you see R, meaning registered. All because it says TM does not mean it's fake. You can't say because it has that, it's fake. This was leaked on the PlayStation Store. Okay, I've gone on for half an hour. I can't actually believe I've gone on for half an hour talking about this shit. But anyway, so this guy is an idiot. All right, he is an idiot. So this is just what I said. A year later, Resident Evil 3 then came out. Approximately 2 years, they made Resident Evil Code Veronica X. You're fake, my friend. I've been a fan longer than you've been on YouTube. The reason why they can do a remake, RE3 this quick, is because they already have the engine and the foundations with RE2 remake. That is 100% fact. Now, I'm going to finish this video because I've gone on far too long, but that is just me basically ranting about this guy and just making a point that this is basically, they can do it. And I do believe that we are going to get a Resident Evil 3 remake. It may not be next year. It may not be next year. But it may well be next year if they did, in fact, outsource it. It's very possible. Now, is Project Resistance going to be its own standalone game? No, I don't think so. I think Project Resistance, just like with the original Resident Evil 3, had mercenaries. I think it's a mercenaries mode, an extra mode, a multiplayer mode for Resident Evil 3 Remake. It won't be its own game. Project Resistance. If you look at other games, there's multiplayer that's called other things, like, zombies in Call of Duty. That could be its own separate game called Zombies. But it's not. It's in the game Call of Duty. It's called Call of Duty Zombies, but it could be its own standalone thing. It's got that means to be there, but they don't do it. They put it in one place. There's no reason why they couldn't do that with 3 and with Project Resistance. That's me done, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry for the ranting. I'll see you all in the next one.